Hey, it's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. You know what time it is? No show.
Oh yeah, man. Like, what time is it? It's update time.
No show prep.
No show prep midweek.
No show prep time. Here we go.
Yeah, it's amazing how we can't like make it to the weekend and just have a show of just all news. Like, some things you just can't hold it in. You just have to let it out. You know, it's just so crazy. I mean, for instance, like everybody's talking about it, man, and I'm sure you heard. I know you're on the other side of the world and all, 4,600 miles away from my microphone. But tonight, while I'm at work, Shaquille O'Neal is going to make his AEW debut. He's going to be in a wrestling ring tonight, and he guarantees a win. He said, "Oh, I'm going to win. I'm going to win."
Wait, is this like a pudding wrestling match versus extremely attractive women?
No, you know that would be fun too, maybe, but no, like he's going to be with. I don't know anybody. I haven't watched wrestling in a long time, but I may watch the YouTube replay of this. So he'll be with somebody named Jade Cargill. Sure that might be a girl. I don't know. And they're going to wrestle Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet. I don't know these people. You know, I mean, I watched wrestling back in the early.
I hope Red Velvet. I'm hoping Red Velvet's a female.
Okay, so you know her or him.
No, I'm saying I'm hoping that. I'm hoping there's not like a guy who was like Vince McMahon. I want my name to be Red Velvet.
Yeah, I didn't know until this week. I mean, like you just can't get away from it, man. It's everybody. It's on the news. It's on sports channels. It's everywhere, man. I didn't know that Shaq was such a wrestling fan and had such attachment to it, but he has and is, and he says he's winning tonight. He's pulling a W. This is his debut. 48 years old, by the way. 48.
He's 48, but he's still 7'4", 3'4", 500 pounds of solid steel.
Yeah, the impressive footage is watching him stare down Big Show 10 years ago.
Yeah. Have you seen the video? Have you seen the video where The Rock has his arms around Shaq and Kevin Hart, and it looks like looks like Shaq is hugging his kids. It doesn't look like they're grown men. Like, if you haven't seen it, look it up. It will give you a laugh. It's pretty hilarious. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Hey, so if you don't mind me stealing your thunder, the other night I'm staring into the North Star and I see what I think is a light. And I'm like, oh my goodness, is this an alien? And no, it's an airplane. But it got me to thinking. It got me to thinking about UFOs. I mean, the Navy told everyone that the declassified material is real. These are really things we don't know what they are. People have been talking about it. So I thought I'd look it up and find for you where to find UFOs. What are the top states in America that have USO? USO.
You can find them. You can drive the address, and there it is, like right there.
Yeah, they are, man. They're hanging out. Probably at a local tavern near you. Enough drinks, you'll see them too.
Tavern.
Tavern. Another little something from Plum Island. If you decide to read it, you'll see the tavern I'm talking about. It's got all the E's. So you're probably going to be looking at this while I'm talking about it. But the states with the fewest sightings is the great state of Texas. Apparently, it's so big, everyone's too busy running from the sun to look up and see it. They have the fewest sightings per person of any state in the union. But on the top of that list, if you're in Idaho, you've probably seen a UFO. Montana, you've probably seen a UFO. New Hampshire surprises me because I was about 3 hours away from New Hampshire not that long ago. And I would have thought if they saw it, we would have seen it. But hey, whatever. New Hampshire, Maine, New Mexico, Vermont, those guys make the top of the list. If you were there, you've probably seen a UFO.
It's kind of surprising that Texas is so low on the list because it's right next to New Mexico. I'm at White Sands. There's a lot of UFO sightings around White Sands.
That's a very good point because New Mexico is on the list for most sightings.
Yeah. When we were kids, we were coming back from Arizona, and I seen the UFO with the triangle shaped lights. When you watch the X-Files at the beginning of the show, they see it fly by. I seen that. Like, it was weird when I first seen the first episode. I was like, what? I'm not the only one.
But Ted's not a believer. No, just kidding. Ted is a believer. So how old were you when you first abducted?
Well, I have not been abducted yet, to my knowledge.
And the second time you were abducted?
And I don't have any interesting entry scars or anything, so I don't think it was me. But
that's good. You guys were driving fast enough to avoid the 3 lights. Got it.
Or they successfully erased my memory.
That's true too. That's pretty awesome that you've seen that, though. I mean, you're right. That's got to be like a deja vu every time you watch X-Files. Like, oh my, they are out there.
Thankfully, it doesn't take me back anymore. It wasn't a bad experience. I was just laying in the back of the Chevrolet station wagon, staring at the back glass, and like, wow, look at that! Don't look at that. You're driving.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. So the craziest part about this UFO thing is despite the fact that in the last 6 months, the little article I just read, so they've had more sightings in the last 6 months than like the prior 18 months. And don't quote me on it. If you see where I'm wrong, go ahead and throw it in the comments. I'm sure you're right. I didn't write down the numbers, but it was enough that made me just go, wow. But the craziest part is the biggest amount of sightings in like a 10-year period were right around when Roswell was supposed to have happened during the crash. I mean, in fact, there's a picture of it, and it shows that South Korea had a whole bunch of sightings, 2 places in the UK, and then that's it besides the United States. And it's pretty crazy that South Korea, UK, and us, like, I'm sure there's a genius historian out there that's going like, I know why that is, but that's not me. Yeah.
Only thing I can think of we all have in common, we like Asian food.
I do love Asian food. That's a great point. I hadn't thought about that. So
I don't know. That's such a strange combination of countries.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. So I would like us to try a new segment on the show. Can we try something new?
New? Dude, what are we trying?
New.
What are we gonna do?
Battling jokes. I want to tell a joke, you tell a joke, and then the audience tells us who had the best joke. So if you don't mind, I'm going to look down and read my sheet of paper because I don't want to mess this up.
Okay.
All right. So a guy goes in for a job interview and he sits down with the boss. The boss asks him, "What do you think is your worst quality?" The man says, "I'm way too honest." The boss shakes his head. "No, that's actually a good quality. I think that's an awesome quality." The man, without skipping a beat, says, "I honestly don't give a shit what you think." Wait a minute. Stop. The man shakes his head and says, "That's actually a good quality." The man, not skipping a beat, says, "I don't care what you think."
Oh man, I don't have anything good, man. I'm telling you, I'm the worst at jokes. But I want to fall back on an old trusty, 2 guys walk into a bar, 1 ducks.
One's a duck. Who would have thought it'd be a duck? Oh, you got me. One's a duck. I love it.
Yep. You gotta go, man. See you. Like, share, subscribe. Check us out. We got some other videos we're showing on the screen now.